Teacher knowledge and behavior is the component of the model that focuses on teachers' knowledge of students and content and on their expertise in classroom management and pedagogy. Teacher knowledge is the element of teacher knowledge and behavior that encompasses knowledge of student characteristics and teachers' in-depth content knowledge and the blending of these to enhance learning. More information on this can be found in the Technology as Facilitator of Quality Education model. These sophomore students are participating in an interdisciplinary unit that integrates their English and health classes. The students will work in groups to produce 5-minute persuasive videos on an environmental health topic. The teacher's in-depth content knowledge is evident in her comprehension of the purpose of the unit. She states clear objectives for the lesson, and she specifies how the students are going to accomplish those objectives.
It says students will become aware that a healthy environment is essential to their health and persuade others through video. We took this right from your biology book. And you'll notice that the rest of the objectives come from the biology book also. But the assignment is more than just reading, more than just Miss Dewey talking in front of the room, more than me just standing up, is for you to gather some information yourselves, to maybe do some interviews, to get on the internet and look for information, to see what the health textbook has, to get into the media center, work with Mrs. Garms to find information. And the assignment then, it says students in small groups are to select an environmental health topic and produce a 5-minute or less video. All right. So we're going to combine technology, and you're proving. You're going to have a product. You're going to have some kind of a work sample that says, I understand what a healthy environment is. Now, the English part of it. We've worked on persuasion all year. If you think back, we started with parliamentary procedure where you had to get up and talk about an issue. We wrote the biology essays, and you argued. Your partner wrote pro and you wrote con about a biology issue. We read those nonfiction essays and showed how they used persuasion and all the specific things. They used loaded words and they used appeals to emotion. I'd like you, as you work in your small groups with Miss Dewey then, to persuade the audience to do something.
The teacher's in-depth content knowledge is again evident in her transformation of the subject matter for the students. In order to help the students visualize the expectations for the project, she shows them a video produced by students in a previous year.
When she comes to the stop sign, she makes a complete stop and looks both ways. What is wrong with this situation? She rolls to the stop sign and does not yield to the pedestrian. In this situation, you see Trisha doing the right thing. She stops at the stop sign and allows Nathan to cross the crosswalk. Pedestrians always have the right of way.
If you had been in that group, what would you do differently with this video? Now granted, we've got better stuff now, we'll have better video, but if you were on this production crew, what would make this video even better?
Better transitions.
Okay, more transitions. Now, when you say better, let's go with Brittany's idea. What would improve them?
Like it looks like they just stopped the video and then they restarted again.
All right, so when we learn the software, one of the things we can key in on is how can we make those smooth transitions? Now, we all watch Channel 1 at this school. Your assignment the next couple of days, how do the professionals do it? Watch when you're watching MTV or whatever you're going to watch tonight or this weekend. Start looking at how long the camera shots are and what kinds of transitions are effective. God, Channel 1 has all kinds of fun special effects, and I kind of lump that all together as glitz, the fun stuff, because you will capture the audience.
The students have to work in groups on their projects. The teacher demonstrates knowledge of student characteristics by encouraging students to use their interpersonal intelligence. The students in each group have to assume specific responsibilities. The teacher's assessment of the project includes how well the students in each group work together.
As we look at groups that will be effective, I'll tell you that one other thing Miss Dewey and I will be looking for is an even split. We need a computer person in each group, somebody who's going to be your techie. We need somebody who is going to be your pusher, somebody who will be the person who's in charge and kind of keeps everybody on task and keeps going. We're going to look for groups that work effectively together. We'll probably need somebody that's pretty good with interviewing or speaking or writing questions or researching, so we'll take that into account too.
The teacher's in-depth content knowledge is apparent in her method of instruction. While the students are working in their groups to narrow their topics, the health teacher circulates around the room, giving feedback to the students. Her interactions with the students help the students focus on their projects.
How are we doing over here? Anyone have ideas or?
Air pollution?
Air pollution. What are you going to do with air pollution?
Like, yeah,
How do we stop air pollution? Okay. So we still maybe need to narrow that down a little bit. Well, once you come up with your pros and cons, that'll help. Now let's look at your rubric again. Be sure with your air pollution that you're orienting it towards the youth. Okay, you want to make it interesting to teenagers. Do you think the topic of air pollution is going to be interesting to teenagers?
most of them have cars, so yeah.
Right, okay. Not so much that they're probably going to go, oh, I'm polluting the air, but because most of them have cars, you can take it from that standpoint. Okay, good. So you've got a direction to go.
The students complete planning sheets and storyboards to organize and plan their projects. The health teacher meets with each group and goes over the storyboard according to the assessment rubric for the unit. This allows the teacher to check the students' understanding of the content and the goals of the unit. This evaluation of the students' learning displays the teacher's in-depth content knowledge.
Okay, so here you've got you guys standing out by the river and tell what your project is about. Okay. Now, as we look through this, what we want to do is check the rubric out, and do we have educational value and facts? Is our message clear? Are we targeting in on the youth? And are we being creative and interesting?
We're actually in the river.
You're actually in the river. Well, that's certainly going to be interesting and creative. Okay, so here you're doing facts. Now, how are you doing this?
See, we took some pictures of big companies like dumping stuff into the rivers and stuff.
Okay, okay,
Then we'll just probably say some facts or have some across the screen or something.
okay. Where are you getting your facts from?
Probably.
Internet? Okay, that's fine. Save the website and give it credit at the end.
All right.
The teacher displays knowledge of student characteristics by giving the students opportunities to use their interpersonal intelligence. The students work cooperatively to edit their own video footage.
So you're going to have some nice shot variety right there then too.
This one too, right? And I think we should move that one too.
Yeah, but we don't know where to put it.
Well, no, I think it should go right after three.
it.
Yeah, because that one.
Did you have something from your storyboard? Or you can deviate from your storyboard. I'm not saying that.
We kind of are.
Okay. I was going to say if your storyboard would help you at this point.
Are you saying put it right after?
Yeah.
I tried doing that when I was putting them in the front, and I ended up putting the title in between them because it looked really bad because it's not a continuous motion thing.
After each group has gathered information for the video project, the school library media specialist helps the students evaluate their sources of information. She has the students list and discuss some criteria for assessing the authority and credibility of their sources. This helps the students decide whether they need to do more research. The library media specialist discussion presents another form of evaluation. This demonstrates the teacher's in-depth content knowledge.
What are some things that you can think of that might be criteria to consider when you're evaluating? Chad?
How easy it is to use.
Okay, how easy it is to use. Certainly, if you can jump right on a computer and type in your subject area and have several hits, results of information, that would be very easy, wouldn't it? What I'd like you to do now, since you've been thinking about evaluating information, is I want you to get in your groups, the people that you've been working on your project with, and there's a simple little sheet here. Take one and pass it on. We'll want the names of the people who are working on the group, the title of your project, what's your topic, and then list two sources of information. Get together and decide between the two of you, where have we gotten our information? Then I'd like you to have some discussion on this and decide which of these two sources was the best source of information for us, which was not the best, and I'd also like you to decide whether you still need more information and where you think you need to go to get that. Which of those was the better source of information for you so far?
Probably the health textbook.
All right. Because?
It had a broader range of information.
All right.
The city clerk we got the information for the noise ordinance.
Okay. And that was kind of a specific kind of information. So, yeah, he was probably the best source to use for that piece of information, right? Yeah.